For the last decade, humanity has been sold a dream. It is a beautiful dream. We see images of gleaming cities under glass domes, we imagine terraformed valleys and a backup drive for human civilization. We are told that becoming a multi-planetary species is not just possible, it is inevitable. But there is a problem that CGI renders and charismatic billionaires rarely discuss. Mars is not a second Earth. It is not even the New World. Mars is a radioactive, frozen, toxic desert that wants you dead. We often confuse exploration with colonization. Visiting Mars? Yes, we will do that. But living there? Raising children there? Building a civilization there? The science suggests that this might be impossible. Not because we lack the rockets, but because we cannot engineer away our own biology. In this video, we are going to look past the hype. We will examine the radiation that shreds DNA, the dust that poisons organs, and the gravity that might make reproduction impossible. Here is why you and your descendants will never live on Mars. Let's start with the most immediate threat. On Earth, we are wrapped in a protective blanket, our planet's magnetic field and thick atmosphere. They shield us from the sun's fury and galactic cosmic rays. Mars has no global magnetic field. Its atmosphere is less than 1% as thick as Earth's. Standing on the surface of Mars is like standing inside a low-dose X-ray machine that never turns off. But the real danger isn't just the sun, it's galactic cosmic rays. These are high-energy particles traveling at near-light speed, stripped from exploding stars. They are like microscopic bullets. They don't just burn your skin, they tear through the hull of a ship and shred your DNA, increasing the risk of cancer and acute radiation sickness by thousands of %. Proponents say, we will just live underground. We will be happy and happy. Think about what that actually means. To be safe, colonists would have to live in lava tubes or under meters of regolith. The dream of a city with a view of the stars? Gone. The reality is, a life of a mole, living in artificial light, buried beneath the dirt, never seeing the sky, potentially for generations. If you step outside for too long, you die. That is not a colony. That is a bunker. But let's assume we solve radiation. We build thick walls. We survive. Now we face an even harder problem. One we cannot build a wall against. Gravity. Mars has 38% of Earth's gravity. It sounds fun. You could jump 3 times higher. But the human body is an engine tuned for exactly 1 G. We know from the International Space Station that in microgravity, the human body begins to fail. Bones dissolve, muscles atrophy, the heart shrinks because it doesn't have to pump as hard. Fluids shift to the head, causing vision problems known as VIP syndrome. On Mars, this won't happen as fast as in 0 G, but it will happen. And here is the darkest question that no space agency wants to answer. Can we reproduce on Mars? Fetal development is a delicate dance of cells guided by gravity. Without Earth's pull, will a fetus develop a spine? Will its heart form correctly? We simply don't know. If a child is born on Mars, their bone structure would be adapted to low gravity. They could never visit Earth. Their bones would snap under the weight of our atmosphere. They would be a distinct species trapped on their planet, forever exiled from their ancestral home. Let's look at the ground beneath our feet. The red planet gets its color from iron oxide, rust. But the soil contains something else, perchlorates. Perchlorates are toxic salts used in rocket fuel. On Earth, they are an industrial contaminant. On Mars, they are everywhere. Martian dust is incredibly fine and electrostatically charged. It sticks to everything. It will get into the airlocks, onto the suits, and eventually into the habitats. When inhaled or ingested, perchlorates attack the thyroid gland. They are brutal to the human body. Imagine trying to farm potatoes in soil that is chemically soaked in poison. You would need to process every kilogram of dirt before you could plant a single seed. One seal failure, one bad air filter, and the colony faces a toxic crisis. And remember the storms. Martian dust storms can cover the entire planet and last for months, blocking out the sun. No solar power, just wind, darkness, and toxic dust clawing at the door. Technological optimists love to talk about rockets, but colonies don't survive on rockets. They survive on economics. Historically, colonies on Earth were established for resources: gold, spices, oil, or land. They sent value back to the motherland. What can Mars send back to Earth? Nothing. Minerals? It is cheaper to mine asteroids, which have no gravity well to fight against. Scientific knowledge? You can get that with robots for a fraction of the price. A Mars colony would be the most expensive charity project in human history. It would require trillions of dollars of constant support from Earth. Look at Antarctica. It has breathable air, water, and is just a plane ride away. Yet, we don't have cities there. We don't have schools or factories. We have research stations inhabited by scientists on temporary rotation. Mars is 1,000 times harder than Antarctica. Economically, a self-sustaining city on Mars is a fantasy. Finally, there's the human mind. On Mars, the communication delay with Earth is between 4 and 24 minutes. No real-time calls. No internet as we know it. You are truly alone. Colonists will never feel the wind on their face. They will never smell rain. They will never swim in an ocean. They will live in a tin can, recycling their own urine for water, eating freeze-dried algae, surrounded by the same 50 people for the rest of their lives. Psychologists warn that the isolation could lead to madness. We are creatures of the biosphere. We are connected to nature. Stripping that away is a psychological experiment we are not ready for. Does this mean we should stop trying? Absolutely not. We should go to Mars. We should send scientists, geologists, and pilots. We should plant our flag and study its secrets. But we must stop confusing an outpost with a home. Mars is a laboratory. It is a destination for the brave few, like the top of Mount Everest or the depths of the Mariana Trench. It is a place to visit, to learn, and to endure. But it is not a plan B. There is no backup drive. The uncomfortable truth is that we are biologically, physically, and emotionally tied to this pale blue dot. We can visit the stars, but we can only live here. Thanks for watching. If you want to support more realistic space analysis, hit subscribe. And let me know in the comments, would you take a one-way ticket knowing what you know now?